Sail away, sail away,
I'm just
sail away,
taping comics, and we had Enya
sail
playing.
away, sail away, sail
It
away.
was magical.
Dude, so magical.
Yeah.
All right, minute to win it, folks. We're live. Okay,
We're
so
live.
John will get it all set up. Don't you worry about that. But we're coming in for you that are hot or rewatching the stream. You're the only people who get to see this shit. So here it comes. Okay. I like the comic shop news, even though it's who knows what's going on in there. At least they're promoting comics. Sometimes they get a bad rap. You know what? I'm not anymore. Last 2 months ago, two issues ago, it was like the coolest cover ever that had to do with like acceptance or something like that. They didn't show anything, or no, Groundhog's Day, and then it was like so trippy and cool. So they're already like moving towards being cooler and cooler. Then they have this new thing, it's this just newspaper that goes through what comics are coming out, gives you a little preview of them. But this one says happy free on the very back. They have some written content, and then they also have usually like one written piece of content in the middle as well. But I'm just going to read this for the minute to win it, and then John will start the show because I thought it was so genuine. And it's like they are doing exactly what I've been, me and John have been doing, and Mark have been doing since as comic book journalists. Happy Free Comic Book Day from CSN. When people talk about comics, most readers think about Batman or Spider-Man or Superman, Captain America, Wonder Woman, Iron Man, Deadpool, or the Avengers, or the Justice League. But those superhero mainstays are merely facets of a continually expanding entertainment medium that truly offers something for everyone. Western, romance, historical adventure, drama, humor, science fiction, espionage, horror, fantasy, war history, human interest, mystery, those genres and many others comprise the world of contemporary comic books. Anyone who thinks that this medium is only targeted at adolescent males or aficionados of superhero power dramas is way out of touch with the vitality and variety that can be found in today's comic shop. Woo. Damn, dude. 2 minutes to win it on that one.
So, Mark, how long did it take you to write that?
Whenever you sent the link over, I was like, "Oh man, I better have something to say." And I sent it over to Tom.
Oh shoot!
No, dude, wasn't that well written though? Isn't that awesome?
Yeah,
that's just cool.
It's like the Constitution of comics.
Yeah, truly. So big shout out to Free Comic Book Day, to comic shops everywhere, to the LCS, and specifically to Comic Shop News. So let's start this show out, Johnny.
Oh, before we do so, we got Celebrity Sighting in the building. Taylor is checking in with us saying hello, friends. And hello to you, Taylor, as well. Shout out to Rainbow Comics in Lincoln, Nebraska. Great team down there, Taylor and the squad holding it down. It's really funny, too, before we even open the show. I love it when I get customers from Lincoln that haven't been. They didn't know that we had a location down in Lincoln. I'm like, bro, it's right in your backyard right there, so just go. And
exactly.
So
go visit Taylor in person. Come on.
Yeah, like seriously, go check it out. I always recommend it. I love the team down there, though. It's a bunch of fun hooligans. So no, she says that's insane. Oh yes. Sam is checking in with us. Sam from afar. Sam's guested on the show a couple of times. I call him the newest hot rod in the Rainbow lot. So rocking and rolling. Shout out to Sam. Thank you so much. Randy is joining us. Hey, you guys finally made it to a live showing. Thank you so much for tuning in, Randy. Awesome. Well, I guess Randy, we should kick it off here. Holy smokes, we're litty tonight. All right. Well, without further ado, the best drum roll a guy can muster on his glass desk. Hey, everybody, it's a comic book look. It's your boy, John on Demand, Mighty Locks, Goldilocks up in here, and Mr. Sangria this evening, well-deserved. And, of course, joined by co-CEO Tom Devine. There can only be one, Midwest Highlander. And you guys joined by our amazing, brand new contributor, but friend of the show forever, brother from another mother.
Yeah.
Great in another state, a.k.a. the Begging and Boarding Bad Boy. Mark is in the building. Thank you so much here for being here. And we are ready to set sail tonight. April 19th, 2023. A lot of those words are still kind of crazy to me. I don't know why, but 2023 is still a big deal to me. It just feels like time is
the Autobahn.
Yes. So with that, before we get into the steep itinerary tonight, how the heck are you guys?
Doing all right.
So I was like,
I was just gonna let Mark hang. I was like, what is Mark gonna say? Is he? And we got the doing all right. You know, I don't have the. It's such a. I'm not as cool as Mark. You know, obviously Mark, but so mine sounds more like I'm doing good. You know? But no, I'm John. I'm good as hell, man. I made it to the comic shop super late today, huh?
Yeah.
But
yeah,
still made it.
late to comic book church. Yeah.
Yep. Still made it, so don't worry. We got Mark on the show, so I got to tell you, Mark, Sam was your replacement, and for a week, dude was fun as hell. So Sam, can't wait to have you back. Can't wait till the four of us get on a show. That'll be really, really fun too. So, and of course Taylor, great to see you as well. And I'm having a great day though. I got some really good books. I have a wall art on my wall from Poo Poo PP 69 and from Carolyn Cash. So I'm a big fan, and I was able to acquire the Poo Poo PP 420 issue from Silver Sprocket. So everything is going, and it's PP Poo Poo. I apologize. I was saying Poo Poo PP. It's actually PP Poo Poo. That don't want high literary piece of art that is been released. So I got to tell you, John, I'm doing awesome. Johnny, how are you today?
I am good. It's new comic book. It's Comic Book Sabbath, first of all. So shout out to everyone that came through today. Wednesday is it's funny because it's my Monday, and so in some regards I'm like, oh, I missed my weekend, but in other ways I get to see a stream of awesome people. And that's why people always ask me, what's your job exactly? And I say, oh, it's easy. I run a talk show and I run a register. Pretty simple.
Not so bad.
So I get to talk to awesome people literally for 10 hours on Wednesday. So it's a lot of fun.
Love it.
So shout out to the customers. A lot of cool people on there. Taylor's saying such a good new comic book day. Absolutely agreed. And yeah, Wednesday just it's a magical time for people. They get excited, So but yeah, other than that, we're just rocking and rolling. Really quick, just to plug Rainbow Comics for both locations. We are proudly sponsored, of course, by Rainbow Comics. And coming up, we have free comic book day. So on Saturday, May 6th, is the actual event. In Sioux Falls, we have cosplayer groups, the 605 Ghostbusters, South Dakota Heroes and Villains, and the 501st Legion will be there to take photos. So bring loved ones, have fun with it, make some memories. It's a good time. Also, we have Let Me Be Frank, the hot dog cart will be on site 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. The cosplayers, is from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then the hot dog cart will be there from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So that'll be a lot of fun. Free books, of course, and then also just wanted to lift up really quick our sales.
Here it is, guys. Okay, I'm tuning in real.
This is it. Tune in, get familiar. 50%, 50% off of all of that back stock and the long white boxes out there on the floor. This does not include the following: Silver Age Showcase comics. It does not include wall comics, and it does not include books released on Wednesday, the 3rd of May. But last week's books, so the previous week's books and the Gray Shelf, is eligible for that 50% off. So if you're eyeballing a current series, this is a great opportunity to load up, do it on the cheap. In addition to that, though, our comic book sets, which is complete either story arcs or series, those are also 50% off.
Whoa, holy shit. That is huge, dude.
And then
you have your sets are 50% off.
Yep.
I'm picking one up or two.
Save that money.
One quick question. I'm sorry. This is
Yeah.
not really, and everybody watching this, if you're not worried about it, don't care. This is for me. This is important.
Is for Tom.
You said the Silver Age showcase ones are not. What does that mean? Is
That's
that
behind the counter, basically.
okay? Not worried about it.
Yep.
Okay. Perfect.
And then trade paperbacks, 50% off.
Awesome. That's always cool too. That's a great get time. I'm not a big trade guy unless it's like an OGN, but what I am is when I didn't get the run and I hear about it, I still get it. That's a great time. Also, if you love to run, this is the perfect time to get the graphic novel for it and then give it as a gift. That's what I like to do.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to give it as a gift now. just put it on my shelf, and then it's like, hey, it's this person needs a gift. I'll be like, I already have something for them. You know?
That's awesome.
So that's my idea. Oh, super stoked for new comic book day, or excuse me, free comic book day.
Yeah.
Did you have anything else on that, John?
The only other thing on the sale, 20% off of those tabletop board games. So if you're looking at checking any titles out to play with friends or family, scoop it up. There's some good stuff there. Just to give Lincoln a nod really quick here, they will also have cosplayers and they will have local artists selling some wares, which is super cool too. And Taylor's always been a good advocate for art in the community. So if you're in the Lincoln area, definitely check out Yo Rainbow Comics down there because she's got going on.
Check out Taylor's art. I mean, she's an amazing artist. So, I also, before we moved away from that, you know, everybody in Sioux Falls and Lincoln, of course, we're going to be at Rainbow. You know, we're going to be hitting up the sales. But we have a guy on here that lives in an area where I've talked about Mark in the past about his free comic book day experience, which is much different than ours here because Mark has more than one shop around him. As a matter of fact, has a few. So, Mark, could you give me a rundown of how free comic book day for you has gone in the past, and like, what do you if you're going to hit it this year at all?
Oh, I definitely hit it this year. I think the first comic book shop will open up at 9 a.m. and I'll be sure I'm first in line at that shop, or towards the front there. I'll go through there, get my books, get deals. Then I'll go hit another shop right after that, just a little bit further down the road. Same thing, just go in there, see what books they have. Whatever comics I wasn't able to get at that previous shop, I'll get those free comics at that shop.
So jealous.
And if I do end up with like duplicates of comics, I give them out to friends. And I think they act like, why are you giving this to me? Even though they love Star Wars, they're like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this Star Wars comic, but I'd rather give it to them than throw it away.
That's right.
But I'll hit that shop. Unfortunately, we did have a shop that went totally digital, so I won't have that shop to go to this year, unfortunately. I guess they have like online presence, but the brick and mortar store is gone.
R.I.P.
But yeah, I'll hit that shop, like I said, down the road, and then I'll probably hit one more. And then if I venture further into Nashville, I might. But I think with 3 shops, I should be able to get my fill.
Hell yeah, dude!
Yeah.
I love it. I always just marvel at that experience that you have, being able to just knock out so many, And I have to do it a different way. So here's how I run the system, folks. And guess what? This is sponsored by Rainbow. Don't care. Gonna give you a little undercover weather. This is how old Tommy D does it. Hey, I reproduce, guys. I got 3 little people in my house, and I can just bring all 3 of them in. Hey, we're gonna go look at the cosplay. Hey, everybody gets 1 or 2 comics or whatever. You know what I tell my kids? They only get 1 per, and then they got to grab the other one for me. And then that's how I get all the ones I want, guys. It's, it's child labor, possibly child abuse. But that is usually how I roll. Just kidding. I let them pick whatever they want. But if there is open one, and Jenna's came with me twice. Guess what? That's my wife. I'm getting all those books that she uses. I will say, get this one and this one. So there's some different ways, you can kind of maximize your output if you are, a reproducer like myself. So.
Wow. Okay, I'm so glad we had this conversation tonight. That was completely ridiculous, and I'm here for it. Catching up on comments really quick here. Randy's checking in. I'll be there with friends on Saturday. That sounds like a plan, and that's the day that it's happening. Sam says, I'm about to spend some money. DC titles everywhere. What?
Dude, me too, Sam.
Aaron's checking in. Shout out to Aaron. Comic Book College up in the Twin Cities area. Happy new comic book day.
Dude, hooty hoo.
Happy Sabbath to you, man.
Yeah.
And then Taylor to Mark, absolutely insane having 3 shops to go to.
Yeah, exactly, dude. He's living that life, Taylor.
Love it.
And then Taylor follows up with Crotch Goblin.
Exactly. Yeah. You just use them however you will. You get 18 years of control.
Oh my God.
Guys, I'm joking. I mean, kind of.
Are you? I don't know.
Anyway, all right. Well, that was all. I'm sorry I just love to hear Mark's take on Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah.
Now we can continue, host John.
Okay, host John. So, okay. That is that. I guess up next is Taylor had kind of alluded to this too, was saying it was just a really good new comic book day, but new books today.
Hey.
What do we got?
All right. I say we just do a few at a time. We don't have to go through them all, but just kind of pop in. Since I already teased it, I'll go first. That I got, Pee Pee Poo Poo issue number 420, the same issue as my box at Rainbow. So really stoked on this. Caroline Cash is just really the best, some of the best satirical kind of autobio stuff around. So they are writing about kind of their take on comic play, people in comics, people around them, people on the music scene, people on the scene in Chicago. And somehow Caroline has this way of just getting through all the bullshit and just being the best roast master and making fun of everybody at the same time as like celebrating this awesome comics. She has a more of a like manga-esque style, but it's still really good. This right here, hitting a bong and then blowing it out at the very end after holding it, and it says pee pee poo poo. So it's gonna be right up my alley, right? But then it goes through a bunch of fun different stories. Like this is just a Chicago guy, and then it kind of breaks down what makes Chicago guys kind of scumbags or whatever. So love it. Really stoked to pick it up. And then I got Street Fighter because it matched my shirt that I was wearing today.
Of course. Genius. Awesome.
All right, Johnny, give us a couple.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh crap. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna go with the flow here. We have Hellcat issue number 2. Went with this vintage style cover. The Spy Who Loved Her. Really excited about that. I haven't read issue 1 yet. I don't know what I'm getting into. Patsy, I've met her lightly through like She-Hulk and some other books, but super excited. This next one really rings home for me. A true indie offering and really off the beaten path for me. But we're talking about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 107 from Boom Studio. And I got up at 6 in the morning to watch the Netflix special. And I was so happy.
There's a new Netflix special out today?
Yeah.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah. So I was just geeking out about that, and it was a good time. So
was it fun? Did you like it?
I had fun. Yeah. It was exactly what it needed to be.
Perfect. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mark, what do you got?
Cool. I'll just show the 3 here that I have actually read. As always, got to go with that Archie horror.
Yes.
And this one was Chilling Adventures presents The Cult of That Wilkin Boy.
Oh, that's cool.
And this was like the variant cover. It was pretty much this guy like sells his soul to this entity or the devil for like 7 years of fame and fortune with music, and then the entity comes to collect on that, and then after he's had a taste of the limelight, he doesn't really want to forfeit that. So really, really good, really well done, really loved it. Always love Archie horror.
Yeah, I can't believe I actually didn't see that on the shelf. I actually wish I would have picked that up. Nice pull, Mark.
If it's still there next week, I highly recommend it. And then got Silent Tales here from DC. Always love these right here, where it's just shorts. These are very lighthearted. Nothing like major happens. It's, like I said, it's a silent issue, so it's done strictly from the art. There is a Zatanna story in here. I don't know if you'd want to pick it up for that.
No, dang it! I had it in my hands, and then I just looked at the art, and I was like, a little too cartoonish. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I don't want to. I did notice that it's the same writer and art, or the same guy who's writing it is doing the art and did the entire book. So you know what? I should have fucking grabbed it. I will. But Rainbow had a ton of copies, so I actually am gonna be okay on that. I will. I know I'll pick one next week.
Did you get it, John?
I did not. Actually,
too.
I feel like I might have a copy of that in my pull box. I think. I don't know. I'll have to look because I have so much like stuff from all this horror stuff I'm collecting.
I like having stuff like that in my collection, though, just to go back and look through their fun books. I don't know if you guys are reading this one or not, but this one is Forged. This is issue number 2 by Image, Greg Rucka writing it. It's so like, it's a lot. I mean, it's thick. The story is like thick as well. There's a lot going on. It's very complex. It's like this intergalactic war, and like this Empress is like rules everything, the whole galaxy, and then like she has soldiers that are like an extension of her, and it's just a wild comic. I hope it starts making a little more sense as I read it because it's super intricate. But I love the artwork, and it's like heavy sci-fi and mech suits. And if you've ever seen like Dune, it's got like earthworms and just heavy sci-fi, very very adult. It's a cool comic. I want to get into it more.
Yeah, what issue is that? Isn't it
Issue 2?
I was gonna say I read the first one, man, and I had to like slog through it kind of, and I didn't know, because usually I'm a Greg Rucka like freak. I love everything he does, simple as that. And so I actually skipped on that because it was just too much. I think he's writing with another partner on this one. And I don't know. It just doesn't seem to be flowing as well as some of his other books do, where it has all the stuff I want, though. It has all of the stuff I like. It just like the actual reading part of it doesn't seem to make me keep just turning those pages as much. So, I am interested to see if you do stick with it, how it goes. If it does turn around, I would totally go back and pick those books.
Yeah. I'm going to try to hang in there with it, but I agree with you. Like you said, it's very slow paced. It's just really heavy.
Mm-hmm. Word. All right. My next ones, I'll go. My next 3 is the Kryptonals, or don't know what this is. Who cares, right? I mean, it was all interior black and white. It was awesome. This cover actually was kind of bent right here, and I picked it on purpose because I felt like, you know what? I don't want a pristine copy of this. I want kind of a shitty copy with all this cool black and white, badass stuff. So I picked the shittiest copy on the shelf, very specifically, and stoked to check that out. Then I got You've Been Canceled #1, just because it's funny. Okay, I think that's a very funny thing to say. It's we're heavy in cancel culture right now. Is just like cancel culture for the part is kind of bullshit, and everybody deserves second chances. I'm not saying famous people and stuff, but people in your own lives and stuff like that. So I think if this is a satirical look at that shit, I'm 100% in. And then my last one it's a Ric Flair book. I don't know if this is really a Ric Flair license or anything, but it says codename Ric Flair, Magic 8 Ball. I don't know. 8 balls in that's what they call like a eighth of a ounce of cocaine is an 8 ball too. Ric Flair gives off very cocaine vibes. I don't know. I'm hoping it's kind of bringing that stuff. If it's terrible, don't actually really care because it still said Ric Flair, and I'm a big Ric Flair fan. So that's my pickup this week.
Heck yeah. Okay. Couple more from me here. First of all, I'm really curious about this one. I haven't read issue 1, but I did pick up issue 2, and this is Dark Horse, Order and Outrage. Jim Starlin on the 1s and 2s. Very curious about that. Issue 1 looked pretty risque. John Nordstrom showed me towards the end of the book, and I was like, oh my. So I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. We'll see how it goes. And then the other thing that I'm trying not to double down with, stuff that I'll be talking about on the other show, but got the sweet Alex Ross Galactus cover, Avengers Assemble Omega. Whether or not I truly enjoy this issue, that's another story, because I haven't been reading Avengers, but I sure enjoy this cover. That's for sure. I'm here for that. So it was a beautiful piece of art. I've been shrugging off the other ones and figured I'd give it a try. The last thing that's not really Marvel or DC that I wanted to highlight here, just because I'm trying to branch out and try new things, is this issue of 7 Years in Darkness. And I got this variant cover, and I thought that was really cool. It has a bright orange tag on it because it was a 1 in 10 cover or something, 125 or something like that. But I just loved it, and I thought it fit the mood of things that I'm trying to get into, so it'll be fun. Cool. Other than that, a ton of Marvel. Honorable mention, I guess, my last one that I'll lift up, Nightwing 103. I sat down and read issues 93 through 101 and the annual, and thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, I heard that Nightwing is actually like really fucking good right now.
Yeah.
Every time I feel like every time I drop Nightwing, then it gets really, really good. And then I pick it up and it's kind of like, well, this wasn't that good. And people are like, it's actually not that good right now. And then drop it and then it happens again. God dang it. It's like, I will get there someday.
Yes. Yes. That's that. Really quick, Tom, just for you, Sam had just weighed in here. Street Fighter books are underrated. They're a lot of fun. That's fair.
Dude, they are. You know, another thing about Street Fighter books, if you are a collector, they're not a bad book to snag up. Reason being, people who are into Street Fighter are not normally Wednesday comics people, so they don't know when the comic comes out, but they hear about it later on IGN or other places that there's a new Street Fighter comic out and it's a favorite character. Like this one's Cammy. You know, there's a bunch of just horny nerds loving Cammy, and so they want those comics later. So it's actually a decent collector.
You see Mark looking guilty over there. This is my favorite.
I didn't mean to do you guys dirty. Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah.
I would have got it if it was Blanca or Ryu. I still would have got it.
Me too. Me too. But yeah, that's another kind of fun reason. Like if you check that out and on eBay in about 30 days, I bet they are, they're running for $10 or $15 or something.
Yeah. Tony's checking into this here. Hey everyone. Hey Tony, thank you so much for tuning in this evening and happy comic book day to you. New comic book day to you. Every day's comic.
What's up, Tony?
All right. Mark, did you have any other books that you wanted to lift up from yourself?
Oh, I could just run through a couple here real fast. I haven't read any of these. Hollow's Eve, I loved that first issue, so really stoked to check out the second one. Awesome. Glad you got that.
Nice.
I got Terror War here from Image Comics. This is issue number 1.
Yeah.
Don't really I remember adding it to my pull list. I don't remember why, other than it just looked really cool, so hopefully it's awesome. Another one here, The Mighty Barbarians, issue number 1. This one by Ablaze Comics, so very independent. Looking forward to that one. Keeping Horror going. I think it ends at issue 4. It's been good.
Yeah, I've heard that's good.
I really liked that first issue, and second issue was good too, so I'm caught up and ready to read that one. All Eight Eyes by Dark Horse, issue number 1. That should be really cool. Should be a nice horror comic. I know this is going to be a movie, I believe, coming out this year. Black Demon Tales, issue number 1. Going to be a 3-issue miniseries.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so look forward to that.
I haven't heard about that. That's
Assume
awesome.
it's about sharks. I think it's a folklore tale.
I'm in.
Looking forward to it. Kid Slapshot and Zomboni.
Nice. I didn't see that one on the shelf. That's a funny one.
Just a one-shot as far as I know. A little bit behind on Yoda, but I read, I think, the first arc, and it was really good. So looking forward to that one. I think that is my only Star Wars book I pick up right now, other than the one-shots to Return of the Jedi. Darkwing Duck, a little behind on that one.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. Oh, and got Punisher, of course. I think this will be coming to a close here soon.
Yeah, how's that going? Are you current on that, Mark?
Maybe like a couple issues behind. I've enjoyed it. It tweaks Frank Castle's origin a little bit, which I'm not crazy about. But as far as just a good story, I have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, because he's like running the hand, is that still the deal? And then, so what is the origin tweak? And how is he working with all these assassins? It seems out of character.
So it seems like he is working with the hand because the hand has had the power to give him back his wife and his kids. But of course, he has to do their bidding and their dirty work.
Gotcha.
He wants out, but they've got him by the balls. So he's having to serve them.
Yeah.
By the Street Fighter comics, really.
Yeah, exactly. Those are the real Street Fighter comics. Very interesting. I was on that. For a little bit, I just couldn't follow. It wasn't, it's not the normal Punisher. There's some Punisher stuff I love. That's all the classic stuff. But I like Frankencastle and other goofy Punisher stuff. But yeah, him with the hand, it seems crazy. I get that. I guess I get that. But hey, come on, Frank. It's never gonna go your way, pal. Come on. You should have known that.
Yeah.
Then it tweaks to that the hand has always had a hand in his life, making him become the Punisher. So I don't like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha. Interesting. Okay. That's cool. Thanks for the catch up, man.
Yeah, man.
Taylor's jumping in here. All Eight Eyes was my pick, but I haven't read it yet. I saw that one multiple times at the register too. I'm kind of curious if there is a copy left. I might scoop it up. 7 Years of Darkness was an interesting new one this week, so I'm excited to read that.
Oh yeah.
We shall see. All right. Well, that was new books. But up next is kind of an exciting thing happening on the screens right now, and a rumor has it that one or some of us have seen this. So we are talking about Nicolas Cage as Dracula in the movie Renfield. So I have not seen this yet, so I will let you guys speak to this one.
Definitely. First, a little context, right? We're not a movie podcast. We're not a movie live stream, right? We're a comic book live stream. But the thing that caught me up, I literally didn't know anything about this. I saw a couple trailers for it, knew it was a horror-esque, type movie. Knew Nick Cage was in it as Dracula, so I'm gonna go to it probably just on that. But then I'm watching the credits, and it's like producer Robert Kirkman. Executive producer, Robert Kirkman. Story by Robert Kirkman. And I was like, what the fuck? That's crazy. So as you guys know, Robert Kirkman clearly famous from Walking Dead and Invincible and, tons of other books. But those are his big ones. And, successful, TV show and spinoffs. I never knew that he was involved in any other movies. This is the first movie that I've ever seen or heard about him working on. So it was really cool. And he didn't write the screenplay, but he wrote the story. So, I didn't know if this was based on a comic book that he wrote before or if he just wrote a story for this. But, I have to assume that clearly there's a comic book for it, but I didn't know if that was made with the movie at the same time to kind of promote it. I don't know. It's so cool now. I'm just saying I like it. That is why I wanted to bring it up on this podcast on this live stream, because it's very tangible to comic books. So Mark, did you know that Kirkman was involved in this sucker?
I forget how I knew. I remember going to his Twitter and seeing it, but it seems like I think I had Googled it to see who the cast was, and that's when I saw Robert Kirkman had his hand in it. Then, if I hadn't seen that, though, like you at the end of the movie when it says produced by Robert Kirkman, that would have blew my mind. I'd be like, is that the same Robert Kirkman from Image Comics? And that's how I would have been, too. So I loved that aspect. That made me want to go see it even more.
Dope. And then, so what did you think of it, Mark?
But it was excellent. That it had excellent action, the jokes hit, the humor. I thought it was just phenomenal. The blood was like CGI, but it still was awesome.
Because it was so extra, right? Because they just did not fuck around with the blood. It's so funny. And it does this thing that movies just miss. There's these movies that put you in a surreal world that, look, I know it's fucking fake as shit. The people in this thing know it's fake. There's that one time he tells the cop that he is working for Dracula, and the cop's never like, what? Vampires aren't real. What are you talking about? She's like, is that hard for believes it immediately, has no backlash. It gives this whole fun vibe that this is a fake fun movie world that we're gonna have a bunch of fun in. We're gonna do a bunch of throwback scenes where Nick Cage looks like, the old school Dracula from the 1930s and stuff like that. Oh, I had so much fun with it. And then it's this, it pokes fun at everyone is like a victim and everyone is, it's someone else is causing them to, and that's a funny trope right now to point fingers at. And then it's just done in such a great way where it's just Nick Cage is the best. The main character is so good. Everything works together. And basically what this movie is Renfield is the familiar of Dracula. They are now living in New Orleans, and Dracula is really weak. He's only he needs to get some power by eating some innocent victims. Renfield isn't really giving him the victims. He's trying to step away and be his own man and break away from Dracula, and it is absolutely hilarious. Mark, what were some of the standout moments that you thought that you saw in the film?
Oh man, obviously just Nick Cage being Dracula, that alone is just enough to go see the movie for sure. I love music, so like all the, and of course I don't want to spoil too much, but all the humor about ska music and all those jokes about ska was hilarious. I loved all that.
Yeah, dude, that was so good when the three of them are hanging out too. Oh my god! And the one guy is just dressed like a classic ska guy. They're listening to this guy in the back. Dude, Mustard Plug gets an actual name drop in the movie. It's so funny. Yeah, man, that shit is so good. And then yeah, the ultra violence is great. One time the Fear, if he eats a bug, he gets really powerful. He eats a bunch of bugs. He just rips two guys' arms off at the shoulder socket and blood's just pouring everywhere. And then he beats other people up with them. It's a great fucking time.
Yeah, from A to Z, just really good.
Totally.
This was really fun just to watch Taylor light up here in the comments. I just wanted to loop these in. The movie was so good. I don't know why my camera is dying, by the way. Sorry about that, you guys. I'm getting this low Wi-Fi thing. It's really dumb. We got a graphic novel called Renfield a few weeks ago. I don't know much about it, but I wanted to read it after seeing the movie. Looking forward to it. She then clarified the book we got is called Renfield Tale of Madness by Gary Reed. Taylor, I got a kick out of this one. I didn't know about Kirkman until this moment.
Wow.
Exactly. It's crazy, right?
I'm with you. Yeah, I didn't either. So you guys totally taught me something new here. Everything about this movie was so good. I'm obsessed with it.
Agree.
Yeah, totally. I agree with Taylor's take. So cool.
Yeah, yes. Well, cool. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. It just reaffirms that I just want to go see it again. Or not again. I want to go see it. Again.
Yeah. I think Ken would like it too. So,
so
it's very much Ken's humor too. I think like Ken would think it's very funny. I think so.
Shout out to Ken.
Yeah. Shout out to my homie Ken.
Stephen King collector.
Number one Stephen King collector in the world.
Up next, this next headline is very interesting. We have a new Marvel character debuting, possibly, but we've all heard about all the craziness out of the Spider-Verse, but now we have Nightcrawler as Spider-Man. Whoa.
Yeah. So I'm on comic book resources, checking out what's happening recently, and so I read this article in Uncanny Spider-Man. So it's definitely clearly a spin-off and of tied in with X-Men, Uncanny X-Men. So Uncanny Spider-Man, they are having Nightcrawler is actually being Spider-Man. So I just thought that was very interesting, right? Very similar body types, and then when you think about it, it's like very similar body types. They're running all over the place. They're flipping around. They're and then it's like, yeah, you know what? Shit, it kind of makes sense. I mean, Nightcrawler's not using webbing; he's using his teleportation power, but he's still like flying from different places, constantly on the move. I don't know. I thought it seems like it's a perfect fit and surprised Marvel never, crossed those paths before.
Sure. It looks really interesting, and yeah, I read a little bit of the article here, and yes, it is indeed Kirk Wagner with becoming Spider-Man. So that's interesting. I thought it was like an alternate reality kind of thing. No,
yeah,
him. So that's interesting.
It's Kurt Wagner, and I'm becoming Spider-Man.
Taylor's really excited about this. I saw a preview of this, and I can't get over the Nightcrawler clothes in the Spidey suit. Hate it.
Yes.
You know what, though, Taylor? I feel that this is going to be the best and cream of the crop Spidey book.
Yeah, exactly. This is going to take out Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah. Superior Uncanny Spider-Man, if you will. Shout out to Street Fighter comment. Anyways, shout out to Cammy. So that was it.
Yeah, it's perfect, man. It's been a good show.
Oh, yeah.
3 minutes in. And we do need to talk
about me.
Yeah, we do need to talk about, though, we did bury the lead, guys. Hate to tell you. We got Johnny's got some big news. And can you share your screen so we can all look at your logo, too?
Yes.
Yeah, I bet you can figure that out.
Yeah, that's fine.
Drop it on us, Johnny. What's happening?
So, coming up this fall, I'm going to we're gonna definitely, Comic Book Look is gonna keep rocking and rolling here. You can't stop us. We're like a battle tank. But I did actually, finally, after God, what, a year and a half? How long has it been?
Yeah,
2
probably.
years? I don't know. I finally started making some moves here and decided that I do want to get going on a podcast that focuses on all the scary stuff, primarily with Marvel. And so I just had a logo spun up, you guys. It looks really freaking cool. For those that aren't connected with me on Facebook, I just wanted to show you this super duper quick. And this is how it turned out.
Yeah.
So this is the Comics by Night logo. Comics by Night is going to be the name of the show, of course, and we are just freaking excited. You will arguably see Mark and Tom on there as guests. And it'll just be a good time. So that is very exciting news, and it's humbling, and it's just crazy. On the socials, I do have Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter all spun up. I am going to be getting a solution that lets me post to all of that simultaneously to save me time. And with that, I will be starting to get content out there, hopefully, this next week, and just start really building a following from there. My first episode formally won't be airing until this fall because I want to launch around Halloween. But I'll probably still be doing some stuff in advance too and putting some work in there. Plus, I'm really looking forward to getting my little intro video filmed because there's going to be bloopers for days, and I'm here for that. So I'm really excited there too. So very excited, and I appreciate the support. A lot of cool people. I did this monster post. You saw part of it on my screen share there, but I wrote like 5 paragraphs. I was at a bar the night prior and just typing it up like, oh, what do I say about all this? But a lot of cool people involved in getting me to that point, and I'm excited to kick it up a notch. And so you'll see as I build this, I'm going to also bring some of those changes to a comic book look just to make more exciting content, have fun with it, and just more branding and stuff like that too. So I'm just speed learning all of it. But thank you. The comments are amazing. Debbie, I see you. Thank you. Randy, thank you. And Sam and Taylor. Yes. So this will be fun, though. It'll be a lot of fun. So definitely stay tuned. Give it a follow, though, you guys. Comics by Night on any of the socials. Give it a follow and buckle up. It's going to be fun. And Vicken.
Yeah, I mean, it's super cool, John. I'm just so happy for you. You've put in a lot of work going through getting all these stories, getting into the dark Marvel doing your homework, and now I'm excited to hear you read some of this stuff, hear what you have to think about it, how it's going, how things are working out. And just what you do with the show. I'm anticipating, a great show, and I can't wait to see it.
Well, no pressure. I hope it's great. We'll see. I'm just kidding. It'll be fun, though. I'm really excited about it. So, but more to come on that for sure. Other than that, though, I didn't have too much else on my side of the world here. Anything else we wanted to lift up this evening, boys?
That's all I got, man. Another great week. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, John, for hanging out. Thanks, everybody at home for tuning in.
Comments were crazy tonight. Holy smokes. Thank you. Also, just to lift up, you guys, next week we have a monster show planned. So I have, there's 3 of us on screen right now. If all 3 of us are here next week, we'll have 6 people, maybe 7. We are going to be doing wrong answers only. What is the plot of Guardians of the Galaxy 3 based on what we saw in the trailer? So it is a total parody piece. It's going to be lovely, and I am bringing in some of the most epic personalities that you've ever met in this country. And Tom and Mark don't even know. Like, this is going to be a fun one.
Yeah, John's putting this all together himself. Me and Mark are just going to be along for the show. Do you want us to rewrite? You want us to write down our notes and stuff of what all our?
It'll be a 5-minute elevator pitch per person max, and so just really break it down and Groot was firing guns, he's taking up archery clearly, or so or whatever. And just have fun with it. But yeah, it'll be a total parody piece.
Yeah, totally. I mean, who are these guests? I don't want to offend anybody, right? Are they? Easily offendable? Should I keep?
Oh, no. They're bringing it. Trust me, they're bringing it. So it's gonna be fun.
Perfect.
You'll love
Me
them.
too.
So, yeah, I
Can't
can't
wait.
say just because I am so freaking excited, but they all agreed. I am to everybody separately, and so it'll be fun.
The best.
Yep.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. Debbie, if you can get John to appear on our show, he is more than welcome, but he hates cameras. I've tried for years. So if you can do it, Debbie, just hit him with the "If You Love Me" card.
Oh, geez. I mean, don't be
Facts.
playing that card, Debbie. Don't do
Facts.
that to
Or
Don't
buy
do
him a
that to
Street
our
Fighter
man.
comic. Straight guys dig it. Mark, I love you. I'm sorry. I love you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, good talk, you guys. Thank you guys again, everyone, for tuning in tonight. And we are looking forward to next week. It's going to be fantastic and intergalactic greatness. I have to work on a cool background for it. I have to think about this now. So more to come on all that. But yeah, we will see you guys next week. When we wrap up an episode of a comic book look, traditionally I hit you with the Keep It Comics thing. But we have somebody in the house that just does it freaking better. So, Mark, hit us with that outro.
Back again, boarding's never boring, especially if it's a Street Fighter comic.
Boom! Peace. All right, you guys. We'll see you guys next week. Shout out to Cammy. Shout out to